Oh. This place is a disaster. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Your boy here. I've been kind of quiet these past 3 weeks. I've been battling fucking awful colds. My nose and sinuses are still stuffed. Been working, that retail life around the holidays is, it's pure bliss. But I thought, I'm a little late considering it's the first day of 2019, but I'm just gonna go through my top 10 albums of the previous year, 2018. I might post it on Instagram, but on my personal Facebook account, which none of you guys are ever gonna know. No, just kidding. I had 25 bands, and I would list all 25 of them in this video, but I'm not that big of a YouTuber. I don't think too many people would give too much of a shit of what my take is on the year, so I just whittled it down to the best 10. I have physicals in most of these, but without further ado, let's get cracking. So, at number 10, and these are in worst to best order. Like the albums before 10 are all just kinda just stuff I put there, but 10 to 1 is in order. First off, we got First Kings with Waterbirth. I do have a cassette of this, but my goddamn friend Kevin, I lent him a few of my vaporwave cassettes because he was talking about how he's into dreamy shit, so I wanted to recommend him that, but I'd show it off, but that fucker still has it. Basically what Waterbirth is, it's this really dreamy, really serene, just beautiful, blissful vaporwave. Like, I remember one of the genre tags on it on Bandcamp was like called post vaporwave, and I don't know what that's about. But yeah, it's really good. I love falling asleep to it. It's just good old shit, Now for number 9, this is a split. This is Akasha and Unrest's Vibrations of Blood and Hate. Take a little look there. So basically what this is, Akasha and Unrest, they're two different bands, obviously. But I'd call it black and roll. And my last year's number 1 album was Hellripper's Coagulating Darkness. Because for some reason, I just have this boner for black and roll. I just really like those catchy, swingy riffs that coupled with like raw production and black metal vocals. I don't know. But yeah, this is one of my favorite. Well, this is my favorite black and roll project of the year. But yeah, this is so good. And the Ace of Spades cover by, which band was it? Ace of Spades was done by Akasha. But yeah, really sick shit if you're into really riffy. You could call it black and thrash metal, but I see way more of a rock and roll edge to it. Alright, what do we got next? Up next, we got Sleep with The Sciences. Unfortunately, I do not have this on vinyl yet. I'm gonna be working on it. But yeah, this album came out of fucking nowhere. Like, it's real. I think it's kind of funny because so many like hip hop artists do that. Like they drop an album out of the middle of nowhere. Metal bands don't usually do that, but Sleep really fucking came through. all that good shit. It's definitely one hell of a comeback album. It was my favorite stoner metal album of the year by far. But well, I guess we're gonna talk about something else in a little bit. But yeah, Sleep the Science is sick shit. All right, now we got number 7, which is I just fucking had it. All right, well. Don't remember where I put the CD, but it is Death Grips' Year the Snitch. I reviewed this album with the boys at a WAFFL podcast. I'll post a link in the description to that review. The WAFFL podcast, it's me and 2 of my friends, and we just talk. We usually review albums and sometimes just talk about topics and shit like that. I mean, if you're into like long discussions, then I recommend it. But anyway, You're the Snitch. Death Grips has just come through again. You know, they've like I think Streaky was the teaser track. And at first I was like, man, I'm not feeling this. But, like, the more I'd listen to this album, like, the more I'd love it. But, yeah, Death Grips, You're the Snitch at number 7. Now number 6, we got Merlin the Wizard. I don't think physicals of this exist. I think this was only digital. But this is a, like, really progressive, kind of jazzy, like, they use fucking saxophones. The band is called Merlin, and I mean, there has to be so many other bands called Merlin. It's not the most original name in the world, but the music is amazing. It's really psychedelic and almost funky sometimes. I mean, normally I hate progressive shit, but I don't know, something about this album just, you know, really put me in the mood, you know. And then what do we got next? Oh yeah, we got a number 5, Subduer with Death Monolith. This is a combination of harsh noise and black metal. Subduer, this is only a 4-song EP. I'm at least hoping there's a full length coming soon. But just going off this EP, I mean, they're fucking nuts. like the first song samples the Iceman Killer and shit like that. It's really noisy. I mean, yeah, because it's mixed with harsh noise, but yeah, it's just really chaotic and abrasive, and it just gets me in a really aggressive mood in a good way. Don't worry. I'm gonna find that Year of the Snitch CD. Where did I put it? Fuck. God damn it! Oh well. You win some, you lose some, am I right? Alright, now we gotta go to number 4, which is another album we reviewed on the WAFFL podcast. I'll link that in the description as well. We got Machine Girl with the Ugly Art. Machine Girl are, I mean, with every album, Machine Girl kind of switches it up. I think the personal, like the literal genre of this would be digital hardcore, something like not Author and Punishment, but like Secret Sex or like Atari Teenage Riot. But it's really, really good. It's like really punky. I mean, I described it as synth punk in the WAFFL podcast review of this. This is also highly on the 2 other dudes, Caven and Greg, on the WAFFL podcast. This was in their top 10 as well. But yeah, Machine Girl, the Ugly Art, just amazing shit. And number 3, we got Poos Mary the Drought. I wish I had a physical of this. I pre-ordered this shit a long ass time ago. and I never got the vinyl. I'm hoping maybe it's just taking long. I don't, cause I love this album to death. Uh, it was only this year that I got into the power electronics subgenre. So that's kind of like opened a whole new world to me right now. Like that's like all I'm listening to right now is like post electronic and noise and death industrial and shit like that. But this album is it's really cinematic. Uh it's just so creative and it's so dark. Like, since I'm not used to these sounds, like when I was first giving my initial listens to it, I had to like pause and take a fucking break. Like, this shit is as unsettling as all hell. Number two, we got ourselves The Boys Portal with Ion. Definitely my top favorite death metal album of the year. But then again, I haven't really listened to much death metal that much this year, but this is admittedly my introduction into Portal, but this album is fucking amazing. This is probably the most listened to album out of all the ones in this top 10 list. But yeah, just really dissonant and unsettling. Like, not unsettling like in Poos Mary sense. Am I gonna sneeze? No, it went away. I'm just yawning. Anyway, yeah, just really sour and just puts your mind in a dark headspace. But yeah, Portal Ion. And last but not least, we got our number one album of the year. This was also a digital only one, but I am talking about Vorharschaft's Oath the Conquest. It's war metal. It's very conceptual war metal. It I kind of feel bad for putting this in number one, considering I'm good friends with the. It's a one man black metal project. I'm good friends with the dude behind it. I met him at an Enslaved show earlier last year. But yeah, just like even before I knew it was him, because he like I remember we were talking at the show and he told me, "Oh, you should check out Vorherschaft." And I was like, "Dude, I'm not gonna remember that." Just and I had him like type it in my phone, and then when I got home from the show, I looked it up, and it was some fucking killer shit. So kudos to you there, Mister John. But yeah, the I don't want to call it a concept album. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But there are excerpts, and it is loosely based off the book The Might Is Right. I've read I haven't read the whole book yet. I own it, but I just haven't gotten to reading the whole thing, but it's very philosophical and it's very like intellectual. Like the lyrics aren't like typical war metal shit, talking about Satan and talking about having sex with goats and shit like that. This is like about like humanity and war and mind and different mindsets and fascism and Darwinism, and it's just really intriguing to me. I highly fucking suggest this. This is definitely I mean, this album needs way more recognition than it has. So I've been like ever since like I've heard about it, I've been posting the Bandcamp link in all these black metal forums. Hopefully it'll catch on because I think it's a goddamn masterpiece. But that is it for this video. Coming down the pipe, I'm gonna try not to wait 3 weeks to make a video again, but this video is already getting long enough, so I think I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and penis.